Former South Africa's President Jacob Zuma says he will not vote for the African National Congress (ANC) and he is creating a new political party. Mr. Zuma was the country's president between 2009 and 2018, and he said it will be a betrayal to campaign for the ANC of the current President Cyril Ramaphosa. Mr. Zuma's new party is named Umkhonto weSizwe, MK meaning Spear of the Nation, which is the same meaning as the former MD wing of the ANC. In his diary statement, he said, "The new people will start today. The only crucial difference is instead of the bullet, this time we will use the ballot." The parliamentary MK, of which Mr. Zuma was a member, fought for the apartheid-era government of South Africa. It was formally disbanded in 1993, prior to the democratic election which saw the ANC come to power under Nelson Mandela. At a new conference in Soweto, Mr. Zuma said he will not well enough to speak at length, and one of his daughters read a statement on his behalf. The statement said the ANC was one of the great liberation movements of our time, but that it truly saddens me that the ANC of today is not the once greater movement that we loved and we were prepared to lay down our lives for. "I will die a member of ANC," this statement said, but that it had changed into an organization we no longer recognize. He said some leaders were behaving in an ANC manner and he intended to rescue the organization. He said the ANC was expected to lose the election next year and referred to a deliberate plot to kill the ANC. His statement characterized the current government as a failure. He said Ramaphosa was a proxy of white monopoly capital and the ANC of the Ramaphosa has declared war against black professionals and intellectuals. "I cannot and I will not campaign for the ANC of Cyril Ramaphosa. Doing so will lead to failure and government by sellout and apartheid collaborators," he said. Also added by saying instead he will vote for the newly registered MK party. Also added by saying no force can defeat the people's seat for freedom. Mr. Zuma's statement also referred to the enemies of our people operating among us, and I said there cannot be reconciliation without social, economic justice and equality. During the apartheid era, Mr. Zuma was an anti-apartheid activist and spent a decade in jail as a political prisoner. His time as president was controversial and included multiple allegations of corruption. He resigned in 2018, amid significant pressure from within the ANC, and was succeeded as president by Mr. Ramaphosa. He was jailed in 2021 for contempt of court after refusing to testify before a panel probing financial sleaze and cronyism under his presidency. His jailing sparked protests and riots that left more than 350 people dead. He spent 2 months in prison before being released on medical grounds. That release was later ruled illegal, but he did not return to prison due to overcrowding in the system. The ANC faces national election next year, viewed by many as the most competitive since it came to power in 1994.